All right, we're continuing to track Idalia and the impacts that we may see here in the Triad. All week long we've been cloudy, we've been muggy, it's been really just yucky, right, and tropical. We've got a big change on the way. I think you're going to I know you're going to love tomorrow's forecast because it's going to be less humid and sunny. But we have to deal with this first. It's tropical storm now, Idalia, with 70-mile-per-hour winds not too far from Savannah. Over about 150 miles southwest of Charleston, expected by the early overnight to be nearing Myrtle Beach and then kind of turning to the east right around Wilmington. Tropical storm warnings are up all along the coastline, and that is for gusts to 60 miles an hour, some 2 to maybe 6+ inches of rain east of Raleigh to the coast, and of course that severe storm threat along the coast of tornadoes. Our local impact: nothing really for the mountains and the foothills other than a bit of a breeze. Now for the Triad, we're looking for some rain. It should be pretty light, a trace to 1/4 of an inch, but we could see some higher totals in the southeastern Triad communities, Alamance, Randolph, as well as down toward Montgomery County, which is under the flood watch. Now overnight into tomorrow early, we've got those winds and wind gusts, and yeah, we could have some isolated trees down and we could have some isolated flooding, but the boundary's kind of set up here, which is going to limit the northward progression of this rain and kind of skirt it off to the east, and that's why the track is also kind of turning that hard right. We're already bringing in some drier air. You can see dew points in the 50s up at Galax and in the 70s, super moist and tropical down south, and that's where we do have the tropical rains that are coming down over Davidson County as well as Randolph County. Now that flood warning, or should say watch, is up for Montgomery County all the way to the east and then down to the south. We do have some flood advisories that have been issued, and that's where we anticipate some of the excessive rainfall. They're already seeing some 2 to 3 inches of rain. You see that yellow and orange that has fallen so far there over South Carolina and the extreme southeastern part of North Carolina. Anticipating some totals though that could get up and over 3 or 4 inches down along the coastline. There's that severe storm risk as well to the east, and there is a tornado watch that is up until 10 o'clock. You see a warning there in New Hanover County right now, and you can see the bands kind of pushing northward, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, and well to the north, and some of those wind gusts down there around Charleston, 40-50 mile-per-hour wind gusts right now. And you look at the winds along our coastline, you're seeing just winds at about 5-10 miles an hour. They will pick up, and the probability of tropical storm force winds is right along the coast of South Carolina and then kind of skirting the Emerald Isle area, Crystal Coast, and Wilmington. Our local forecast winds will come up. In fact, we'll see them at gusts at times 20-25 miles an hour around midnight and even continuing into early tomorrow morning. Most of this across the Piedmont Triad, but even into late day hours, we're looking at easily winds that are 15 to 20 miles an hour. As for rainfall, it's going to be pretty limited. Most of it again is going to be over the southeast Triad, and by tomorrow morning we're going to start to thin out the clouds. We've got sunshine for you tomorrow. High temperatures get us close to 80 degrees. Rainfall totals may get close to an inch in a few spots south and east, and we could prompt an isolated flash flood warning for some of those communities. Less humid tomorrow, breezy, sunny with a high of 77. If you're headed out to that Wake Forest football game tomorrow night, pleasant but a little breezy, so keep that in mind. Also some drier air. For the foothills, a high of 78 tomorrow afternoon, and then we're up to 73 in the mountains by late tomorrow. That forecast track, of course, takes the heaviest wind and rain along the coastline and then moves it away. And as we head into the weekend, you're going to see how much cooler the air gets by Friday morning in the 50s, and by Saturday morning looking at temperatures that are also in the 50s. So some less humid air and a pretty terrific holiday weekend shaping up here. We start off cooler than normal, but we get close to 90 by Labor Day, but still not too humid. And look at that sunshine. That